Okay, hi.
Hello.
I'm going to ask you about your career. And last year you won almost every championship or event there was, and in a prodigious season. So sometimes you showed an innate talent. How do you face next season, knowing that doing better is almost impossible?
Well, I don't think it is impossible. I'm a realistic person, and I think, I'm a very determined person, and I think that in the next year I can be better. So
That's good. Okay. 2 years ago you suffered an injury in your left knee, provoking a debacle in your career. So what helped you to keep going?
I was doing a lot of exercises. As I told you before, I was a very determined person. Also, my family helped me a lot. Yeah.
Very good. So lately there have been some rumors about you, and some say you will retire next year as you have already won everything. Would you culminate your career like this?
I don't think so. I think that in the next year I can be better, and I will repeat the same thing. I am a very determined person, so in the next year you will see that I will win. I don't know, the other championship or something like this.
Very good. So nice to meet you.
Hello.
Hello.
I work for News of the World. I have a couple of questions for you.
Okay.
I'm going to quote a pretty dogmatic statement you said in a local newspaper 3 years ago. You said, "The Chinese government is a role model for any country that wants to develop a strong industry from scratch without forgetting its citizens." My question is, how can you support an abhorrent dictatorship which doesn't warrant basic human rights and hasn't even let one of its citizens collect the Nobel Prize he's been recently awarded?
Actually, it's not like this. I'm not in favor with the Chinese government, and I think that someone has misquoted me. Yeah. And that's all.
Okay. My newspaper published today some information regarding 2 bank accounts under your name in a bank in Switzerland. Is it true that you're paying your taxes overseas, as your team ex-partner Luke Travis has recently stated?
Well, of course not. I live there because I like this country. I think it's a very beautiful and, I don't know, interesting country. And it's not because of the taxes. So, you know, you can choose a country, whatever you want. So.
Okay. Okay, you have been giving the rights to your image for Intermonarchs Fund for 3 years now. Okay, is it coherent to you to be a member of the sports elite, earning millions in tennis prizes and in advertisements for major brands, and then campaign for the poorest populations in Africa? Do you think it's right to do these campaigns while leading such an ostentatious life?
But you know, you didn't mention that I already paid a lot of money to the charities. Many years ago, I was the head of the charity, and I paid a lot of money for them. And as a tennis player, I have lots of money. It's true, but I'm working very hard for this money, so I think it's okay.
Okay, that's it. Thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
Hi, Marlena.
Hello.
I would like to ask you your opinion about some current topics in the news.
Okay.
Recently, the anti-doping Operation Gallo has shook the world of sport, and more specifically the athletics. However, when grave bombshell like this comes to light, it affects the whole world of sports. It appears a really detrimental vision of the sports people, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's very negative for sports. But on the one hand, I agree with the anti-doping process, but on the other hand, I disagree, because as I said before, it has a very negative image for the sport.
Almost no one could escape from the economic crisis still present in some countries. In your opinion, has the crisis had a notable influence on sports?
So yes, for example, in the case of the tennis, when I'm going to buy some tennis rackets, I've noticed that the prices have increased. So yeah, I think that the crisis has a great influence in sport.
And as many other people, you were involved in the headless air traffic controllers strike 2 weeks ago when trying to fly to the finals in Germany. You appeared on TV rebelling against them. It's said that as a result of their action, they could end up in prison. Do you agree with this sentence, or do you think it's an exaggerated measure?
So yeah, in my opinion, it's too strict, that they need to go to jail. But in that day I was very frustrated and angry. So,
Okay, thank you very much.
you're welcome.
Hi.
Hello.
For the magazine Healthy Means Wealthy, could you answer some questions?
Yes, of course.
Okay, first of all, in order to be congruent with your status as a sportswoman, you must follow a routine of daily exercise. What kind of activities do you do and how often? And do you take many respites in between?
Well, actually, I'm doing lots of exercises. For example, I'm swimming twice a week, I'm running every day, and when I have some time, I'm jogging also. Well, I have very little free time, so it's very difficult to rest and relax a little,
In the same way, you are supposed to follow a meticulous diet. Is it easy for you, or sometimes it gets a bit hard to eat bland dishes and so on?
Well, I'm trying to I don't know, many vegetables, fruits, dairy products. But sometimes I'm going to McDonald's. Yeah. Or I don't know, I eat pizza or something like this. So it's not very strict diet.
And finally, this month we include an article about the savory and its properties, and one of them is that it tones up and gives energy. Do you believe that medicinal plants are really useful, for example, as a little aid to the sports? If so, do you use some kind of these plants in your dishes, infusions, even cosmetics?
Well, actually I don't really like it. Yeah, I prefer, as I told you before, some fruits, vegetables, things like that. Not this one. So,
Okay, thank you very much.
you're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Hello, Marlena.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I'm from Wildlife Weekly magazine. May I ask you a few questions
Yes, of
about
course.
nature and animals?
Yeah.
Many people find your attitude to hunting a bit ambiguous. For instance, your recent trip to England, where you were caught shooting 2 innocent baby rabbits.
It was an accident. I was shooting. Yeah, you know that. I was shooting for the glass bottles, and by accident I shoot 2 small rabbits. So.
Okay. Yeah, and isn't it a little appalling that you claim to support animal welfare when you're walking around in a fur coat?
I'm wearing only thick cloth, so yeah, it was a natural cloth.
Okay. And would you say you concurred to the belief that tennis should be supporting animal-related products, or stop supporting animal-related products?
Yes, I'm in favor, because I believe that we can create the same product using other materials. For example, to create some shoes or something like this. So yeah, I'm in favor.
Okay, that's very good to know. Thank you very much for your time.
Hello.
Today I'm going to ask you a pair of questions about your love life. And the first one is, 2 days ago your ex-boyfriend Brad Carter talked to the media about your recently and polemic breakup. He claimed that you didn't pay him any attention because you could only think about tennis. But 3 days before, you said that the reason of your breakup was the fact that he was so into his job as a writer that he didn't have time for you. So what can you say about this dilemma? Who is the one to blame for the end of the relationship?
I decided not to talk about my private life because now I've got lots of problems for this, and yeah, so I think it will be better to not talk about it.
Okay, it's okay. And the second question is, And there are disconcerting rumors about you and Lady Gaga going together to a strip club. And there are some pictures of you two getting out of a place called the Hot Cat. So is there something you want to clarify about this?
Yeah, actually it was a very interesting story because, as you know, Lady Gaga is my friend. And one night we decided to go out together, and we saw that there were paparazzi behind us, and I told her, so we need to go to some place, you know. And we choose, how was it called, this place?
The Hot Cat.
Yeah, we decided to go there, and it was very funny. Yeah.
Okay. My last question is about this popular anecdote that is going around the world. It happened in your last match in Germany. You lost the last point of the game and Angel made you throw your racket against the other player, hitting her back and hurting her seriously. Do you regret now doing that, or did you visit her at the hospital?
It was an accident. Yeah, I was very angry because I lost 1 point, I think so. I don't remember. Yeah, and I threw the racket at her. Well, not at her, but it was an accident. So yeah, and I visited her at the hospital, and I think we are okay now.
Okay. So this is all. Thank you for the time.
You're welcome.